Hey, Brandon.
What's so funny?
Who'd the Broncos draft last night?
Who's Jordan Love gonna throw the old football to, Tom? You guys got any ball catchers, any pass catchers?
I don't like this game anymore. Baby, we here.
We steer.
You in the right direction. Welcome to another episode of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. And this is a G up P S. How are we doing?
Navigated.
Let's go. Let's go.
Bold prediction. Jordan Addison catches not one, but 2 game-winning touchdowns against the Packers next year.
Are the Broncos even going to win a game?
We're so good, we don't even need picks. We don't even need them.
You're not even saying F them picks. You're just like, we just don't have them. We don't
just don't have them.
Listen, it was a chaotic night one. to just put it lightly, you had the Philadelphia Eagles who just keep getting away with it. They not only got Jalen Carter, who without his off the field issues, top 5 pick, they get him. They trade up and get him. And then Nolan Smith, the guy who shot up draft boards because of insane combine, he also goes there too. Their defense just got a lot better. Oh, and they were in the Super Bowl in February.
Yeah, where the NFL rigged the turf to make a whole defense just inadequate, not even able to perform. So congratulations, Philly. You doubled down on the position that will be wrecked in the next Super Bowl when you guys are literally playing on ice.
Ooh, it's like hockey. That's for you, Perny. You got a hundo.
Whoa, what? I just assume that's always for you. Carl. Yeah, I do like what the Ravens did. They secure Lamar Jackson, right? They have OBJ in their receiving room now. And then they take a wide receiver. They're like, you know what? It's time to stop messing around. Was it Zay Flowers? Is that who they grabbed?
Zay Flowers, yep. It's a good pick. Good pick for them.
And that will be Scooter Elway, of course. But the Lamar thing, the timing, doing it on draft day, love it. And now, like all of a sudden, we went from criticizing their ball catchers to it's OBJ, it's Rashad Bateman, who
come back from injury,
blow up last year, had some injury problems. If he's healthy, and Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews and a new offensive coordinator in town, yeah, Ravens flock. Still don't like birds, but you know.
Johnny John John!
Better day for birds, Eagles or Ravens? Let us know in the chat.
Hey, Cardinals. The Cardinals did very intelligent things. They traded out, which is what you and I have been talking about now for weeks. They got a first-round pick. They got a second, but they got a first-round pick next year, which very solid. And then they traded back up and got the best offensive tackle in the draft, who Kyler Murray wanted, who we talked about on GPS because that was Paris Hilton going to the Cardinals.
Yeah. Best tackle in the draft? I don't know. I'm not sure there was a consensus best tackle in this draft, but they got the guy Kyler wanted. And if you don't make Kyler happy, he makes your life hell. So I think just making him happy, very good for the harmonious feel of not even the locker room, just with the GMs and the coaches. I think he gets along with his teammates, not so much the suits.
No,
here's a weird thing though that happened with the Cardinals yesterday.
We said Paris Hilton. It's a joke from last week. I don't think the guy's name is actually Paris Hilton.
Come on, guys.
This was a joke from last week. Come on. Be up to date.
How are you in this chat this early and you don't know that we're, one, joking, two, that it was in the last show? Casual.
Follow the lore. Their wide receivers core is amazing.
Yeah. So the Cardinals say they're not trading DeAndre Hopkins. Their GM told on himself. He tattled on himself. Tom,
he did.
Self-reported to the league that they tampered in the hiring of Jonathan Gannon. And then they had to switch around some picks with the Eagles in terms of compensation.
They swapped a third and I think gave a fifth or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was really weird. My thought is if you have a GM who's telling on himself to the NFL, you fucked. That is not how you succeed in the NFL. Being honest as being too honest as a GM, that man is going to get eaten alive in that league. On it. Like, you don't want to be too dishonest. You don't want to be out in that realm, but whoo.
Appreciate you, Luke. Bryce Young. Yeah, no surprise there at all. I do want to also talk about the Texans, but meow.
Kitty goes meow. Kitty goes meow.
It's true. The kitty does go meow.
Man.
But dude, like I feel like that got buried very quickly because and I think that's also very intentional. Like it came out like as the draft was starting. So appreciate you, Ghost. It's as it was starting, it comes out, and it was like, oh, this is a thing. Oh, then the draft is happening.
Yeah.
But
this
basically,
is who they tampered for. Never forget.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? Good. Shots, explosive.
that is still the most awkward. That really might be the most awkward clip we've ever. Like, I get legitimately uncomfortable.
You know it's coming.
If I'm Buda Baker, I'm like, yeah, no, I'm out. And that's the reason why. But yeah, so they got in trouble because apparently the Cardinals had a conversation with Gannon. I think it was after the conference championship game, which technically is illegal because it violates the tampering period with the NFL. And so you have the Cardinals GM who self-reported and was like, we did a bad thing. We'll take our medicine and get punished.
Yeah. Lame.
So
nerds. Never tell on yourself. First rule of life. Always lie until you're forced to tell the truth.
What?
Always lie until you are forced to admit the truth.
Is that what book from the Bible is that from?
Actually, honestly, like if I've learned anything from politicians, it's to always lie. And even when it's proven that you're lying, just keep on lying, baby.
Just keep on going. Just double down, triple down, quadruple down.
Even when it's like, no, here's the objective truth. Be like, nope, not in my world.
And
you can't prove it any other way.
But besides the Cardinals and all that great stuff, I want to talk about the Houston Texans.
Ooh,
I'm sorry. Let's you don't have that clip, I bet. Hold on. Did you hear crap, I saw it too. I gotta save it. The Colts, I think it was their GM coming out and talking about quality parenting advice. Coming out and basically saying that everything that comes out about the draft prospects is crap.
Oh, Ballard defending like
CJ Stroud, and just because basically saying everything that's coming out is just pure crap. Which, listen, the Mayo man, Will Levis, falling out of the first round. I do want to talk about that. But the Texans, after all the smoke, and there was a lot of smoke, and there was a lot of stuff targeted at CJ Stroud. Of course, it was his test scores, and it was talking about him not going to the Manning camp. And again, like working out with his teammates, and even the people who administer the test was like, he was tired. It was like midnight and hungry, like all this stuff. CJ Stroud had to come out and say, like, I'm not a test taker. I'm a football player. And here, the Texans, they didn't waver. Apparently, they were never going to waver. And they got CJ Stroud. But then they go, okay, not only are we going to get our franchise QB, we're going to trade back up and trade our 12th pick and trade the first. And I think it was a second too, right? They're going to trade up and go back to back and get the best edge rusher in the draft in Will Anderson. That's a splashy move. And do you think that's a DeMeco Ryans thing? Like, do you think that is like that influence there? Like maybe this is like a turning of the page for the Houston Texans? Because the Texans had a good draft last year too. But this one, it made a splash.
Yeah, no, I think I like that Houston got quite possibly the two best players at two of the most important positions on the team, right? Like the thought is CJ Stroud and Bryce Young very close in evaluation. And if anything, CJ Stroud has a little bit higher of a ceiling just based on, the fact that he's not 5'11" or whatever. So that's a solid pick. The Texans not doing something stupid. Huge win for Houston, taking the QB. And then they got both guys. They got who most believe consensus best edge rusher, Will Anderson. So I applaud the Texans, and I rarely do. I rarely applaud that organization, but they swung, and maybe it doesn't work out. Okay, there's that chance. CJ Stroud not that good. Will Anderson maybe not that dominant or impactful. You never know, but they're like, we gotta try and do something. You don't trade all those picks for Deshaun Watson to then just like sit back and kind of wait for shit. Do it. Go after those guys. And with DeMeco there, I trust his eye and the scouting team he has to evaluate defensive talent. So if they're high on Will Anderson, I would bet on it. Bet on it.
Justin, we were just talking about this to open the show. The Eagles, every Georgia player, but Jalen Carter, they moved up a tiny bit. And if he works out, like Jalen Carter's like, he's going to go to a bad team. He's going to go to the Bears, something like that. No, he goes to the team. He's reuniting with Jordan Phillips.
Yeah.
And then he's also going to a team that was just in the Super Bowl. Oh, and then you get Nolan Smith, who has an insane ceiling. Yeah, no, the Eagles, the rich got richer last night.
And Nakobe Dean. So there's 4 Bulldogs there.
Yeah.
I think the familiarity between all 4 of those guys is a big plus for Jalen Carter. With like all the stuff that happened with him off the field. Like one of my takeaways when I did a video about it was watching like his teammates talk about how he's like a quiet guy, but like once they got to know him, like how much they respect him. And I think him going to a familiar situation for him and the questions around him, I think that's big for Jalen Carter. Also, like the Eagles, the way they run their defensive line, like if you want to take the biggest knock on him outside of that was, him being out of shape or whatever, like that's a defensive line that rotates dudes. They keep the guys fresh. So he doesn't even have to come in and start and play like 3 downs, every defensive series. And they did that with Jordan Davis, right? Like he was kind of a role player. He had a little injury in the middle there, but like it's a great fit for them. Also, why are no other GMs taking the Roseman approach and just going like, why don't we take the unanimous best defense in football and just draft all their guys? Every other team's like, no, we're smarter than that. We don't need any Bulldogs.
I mean,
Packers.
Whoa. Packers drafted Bulldogs last year.
Not this year.
Yeah.
Could have had Nolan Smith.
Here's Meatball.
Meatball.
I got you. Meatball.
Hold on.
Oh?
I'm listening.
You're listening to what?
I got a guy coming to fix some stuff on my solar panels. I gotta go see if they let him in. Hold on.
Who's they? The cat? Carmi? Levis could fall. Yeah, so Will Levis falling out of the first round. I think he's probably going to go in round 2. Like maybe this is where like the Raiders potentially pick him up. The Commanders could look at him. That's what I imagine. Dr. Evil. But yeah, the Eagles, they're rocking. But the Texans, like I do want to talk about them because like Brandon Perna said, they took a swing. They got two of the best prospects in this draft, and they're in a weak division. You look at what the Jaguars were able to do. Of course, they had back-to-back first-round picks, but they got their franchise QB. They got a premium edge rusher and Trayvon Walker, and then they were able to win the division. Now, of course, they got better coaching, what have you, but so did the Texans. Texans got a new coach. They got a little bit of a new regime that's going on there. Plus, they got their top guys, and they were pretty competitive in some games. So I think they could be pretty solid. I think they could be pretty solid. Bengals, I get that. Yeah. But there's only one tight end that went last night, which also was a little bit of a surprise. But Dalton Kincaid going to the Bills, who I love that fit 100%. He's just a pure pass catcher, and like he can move. But yeah, there's plenty of time. There's plenty of time. So don't you worry. Don't you worry. And plus for tight end too, like that's one of the deepest kind of
Never
prospects.
own a home.
Oh, what?
Never own a home.
Oh, okay.
Always
That's what I said. For the kidding. Lions fan, yeah, I want to talk about the Lions too. I definitely wanted to talk about the Lions because they had some head scratching things. I also talked about if the Falcons drafting a running back, there'd be some issues. So I want to talk about that too. I want to get Perna's idea with that. Appreciate it.
Go Chargers, go.
Go Chargers. Go.
Let's start with the Falcons real quick.
Let's do it.
This is an interesting pick. They take who is probably the best running back in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
Could be a great dynamic player at the running back position. I like that there's some value going back to the running back position because of this draft. But if there was one team that didn't need a running back, it was the Atlanta Falcons.
You have Algier. You have Algier. Like, he was good. And listen, the thing is, you talk about the Packers, for example, right? They needed depth at edge, especially Rashawn Gary. Like edge, corner, offensive line. Would you agree? Like, those are the three positions you can never have too many good players, right? Because like you get depth, you can get rotational, maybe like the inside guys, like defensive tackle, maybe. But like those are like three premium positions. Like, hey, those are the ones you should have multiple. Now, can the Falcons run like two running backs and like rotate Algier and just have like a great offense that way? Sure. It just seems with a top 10 pick, there were other things they could have addressed. They could have made their defense better. And it's just a little.
We'll have to get on that, Matthew.
Just a little. Meh. Jason Kelsey chugging a beer. Boop! Matthew, appreciate you. Dude, listen. The Eagles, as we've talked about now, they cleaned up. See you in Miami. Hell yeah. Pancreas.
Oh, wow. Is that a pancreas?
It is. Appreciate
That's beer will help your pancreas. That's as close as we can get.
That's true.
The Falcons. Third most rushing yards per game last year, 159.9. Second most rushing. Wait, let me double check. Second most rushing yard. Yep. Second most rushing yards, 2,718. So you're going to maybe go from the third overall rushing team to the first. We're talking about a difference of maybe a couple hundred rushing yards, maybe through the season. A little harder to defend against the run versus taking not just addressing maybe more pressing areas, but addressing more pressing areas with the top talent in the draft. Like if they took a tackle there, I would have been like, great. I'm sure their offensive line can be better. If they took Jalen Carter there, would have been better. I don't know. It just seemed like a weird thing, but it's hard because like I like the pick in that I like Bijan Robinson. To me, it's similar to the Broncos when they took Patrick Surtain. Like I loved the pick. You need corners.
It's not the player. It's just it's Jordan Love. It's even like Van Ness, who I am not whelmed by the pick. I'm whelmed by the fact that we've been investing in this defense every single year for the past decade, and we just have not seen ROI. But continue. I don't want to interrupt.
Yeah. Okay. Watch somebody get hurt and then tell me that shit. DM8799.
Defense, because
That
talking
wasn't
about
the
people
point is they could have taken a top guy at other positions that would have been more valuable over the long term.
Christian Gonzalez, who fell to the Patriots, the second best corner in the draft, was going to go like top 10, and the Patriots traded back, and they're like, yeah, sure, we'll go get him. Okay.
We'll take it.
That one, yeah, again, I said it in the video prepping for the draft that the Falcons, there's going to be a civil war within their fan base because you had half of them, they're like, yep, let's go Bijan because he was constantly being mocked to the Falcons. Then there's the other half is like, we don't want Bijan there. And it's exactly what you're talking about. It's not the player, it's the position and where you're picking.
Yeah, it was just bizarre. Maybe I don't know, maybe they move or trade Tyler Algier. I don't know, because that's kind of what the thought is now with the Detroit Lions is that DeAndre Swift did not get a ringing endorsement from Brad Holmes after
they don't like him. But again, he has injury concerns. He hasn't lived up to potential. And I get it, but you also just paid a good amount of money to David Montgomery.
Yeah.
And I think the thing with Gibbs that's going to set him apart. He's a really good pass catcher. And so this is another example. For the Lions, I think they said, this guy is going to fit our scheme. He's going to allow us to do a lot more on offense. That's why we're going to get him. I think if another team drafted him, there would have been a little bit like, okay, don't really know why they're going for him right now. But I really think the Lions have a plan specifically for this dude. Now, that being said, you can scratch your head and be like, would he have been there later? And you could have gotten still like another top talent. We're never going to know. But
see, like if they move Washington, if they move Swift, then I think everybody's going to love this pick, especially because the Lions were so good in the red zone, and that was because of how well they ran the ball. Jamal Williams was the main touchdown hound in those situations. Gibbs, Montgomery, that will be great. What I have more of an issue with for the Lions,
a linebacker,
is right here. And don't get me wrong, I don't know a ton about Jack Campbell.
He's a very solid player. He was like mocked wise again, which means nothing. It means nothing. Was like a day 2 pick.
Seems like yes, would have been a day 2 pick. Seems like they reached there to address a big need. Okay, which is linebacker. Their other big need though is defensive tackle, is the defensive interior. And one pick later, the Bucs take the guy I think the Lions should have taken in Kalijah Kancey, because when the Lions moved back, they basically took themselves out of the running for Jalen Carter. And a lot of us thought Jalen Carter might go to the Lions.
Could have, yeah.
So had they gone running back and had they gone Kancey at 18, then we'd be like, okay. And I bet they could have gotten Jack Campbell in the second and gotten all 3 of their guys.
Well, here's the thing too, because the Lions, do they have 3 or 4 second-round picks? Like they have a bunch of second-round picks today, and they probably could have gotten Jack Campbell with the first. So again, it's just value. Yeah. Now, I'm going to say this. I know a lot of people are poo-pooing on the Lions today, but Brad, MCDC, they've been drafting really well. So like, and again, we are just snap reactions, why draft grades mean absolutely nothing until like 3 years down the line. So it looks weird to us because of mocks and all this stuff, but 3 seconds and a third. Thank you.
Can't have a bad draft grade if you don't make a pick.
It's accurate. That's very accurate. So I'm just saying, I think wait and see. I think the Lions will be just fine, but I really just think this shows how much they've soured on Swift. He's just not the guy anymore. So, and he really wasn't too, because even Jamal Williams, right? Like Jamal Williams came in, took the majority of the carries. Like he was like the goal line guy. He was the bruiser. Swift every now and then was like kind of that shifty, like pass catcher, can do some things. Now Gibbs is going to get that full-time role, and I imagine that Swift is not going to be there much longer.
Yeah. I think
love McDonald.
I think Swift I don't think it has anything to do with what he does when he's on the field. I think the Lions probably look at the durability as like the real issue there. And you never know what goes on behind the scenes. And I don't want to say the way that like Dan Campbell like looks at playing through injury, but based on Dan Campbell's personality, seems like if you're not a guy that plays hurt, you ain't fitting in with the Lions.
So here's the thing too, because they could have picked Christian Gonzalez at 12, but I really think Gibbs was like their top guy that they wanted. And so they traded back. They said, that's fine. We're going to go get Gibbs. I think maybe if Gonzalez doesn't get picked by the Patriots, maybe he gets picked by the Lions there. We're never going to know. But
yeah, if they just went corner and then Cansey.
Yeah.
Addressed, I don't know, what was the worst defense in the league?
Forbes.
Campbell, they address it, but like,
Forbes.
I know they added corners in free agency, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they do today. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Can you just scroll up real quick just so we can kind of rattle through some of these picks here? Okay. So Anthony Richardson going to the Colts.
Love it.
That's big news.
Love it.
Why do you love it?
Because it's the right fit for the coach and the QB. And until old Carson Wentz came in, and then Matty Ice, like they had a really good offensive line. They still need to add a tackle, I believe, but I think this is going to work out. I think if he would have went to the Texans, not the right situation for Anthony Richardson. Seattle, Indianapolis, 2 places early in the draft, I think would have been good.
Sure.
Raiders, no, didn't like it. Titans would have been all right.
Good looking dude.
But yeah, I like this.
My only concern is I think he's going to just be like tossed right to the Wolves. Because you mentioned and again, they have more picks, but I mean of just like starting day one. Because you and I spoke about this though, like why he made so much sense in Seattle, because he could have sat behind Geno Smith. He wouldn't have to start right away. He needs to develop. Like that's not
toss to the Wolves. He's got the greatest mentor on earth ready to help him develop slowly, precisely.
You think, dude, I'm sorry. If they say Gardner Minshew is the starting QB, it's going to last maybe 4 weeks. Maybe.
Gardner Minshew.
Maybe. And I like Gardner Minshew.
100% the reason Jalen Hurts was great.
Gardner
Minshew.
That's not true.
1,000% the reason Anthony Richardson will be great.
That's not.
Gardner Minshew opened the door for Trevor Lawrence. All this man has done has been the precursor to the next great QB for your franchise. Oh, you can start Gardner week 1 if you don't think Richardson's ready. Look at this, man.
I know, and it's gonna last about 4 weeks.
That's plenty of time. A whole month.
And then Anthony Richardson's like, "Yep, I'm good."
I think so. Okay. Hot.
I just no context, like 4,400 people in here, just seeing you scroll through Gardner Minshew's mustache. Scooter didn't even know who that player was. So he's okay. He's all right. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, Andy Richard, Devin Witherspoon I think that's a very good pick. They didn't trade back either. I think that's a good pick for them. You know, that secondary is going to be
compared him to Troy Polamalu. So,
well, guess what? If he does really well, then just think like the Broncos drafted him. Because that was their.
I won't be thinking about shit in terms of Devin Witherspoon. I've got Pat Surtain. Oh, you got a good corner. Well, I got one too, mother liquor. Suck it, Pete Carroll, you old fart. God, I hate how good the Seahawks have been at drafting.
Yeah, they've been really, really good at drafting. They have. They have been very good. I mean, dude, last year alone.
Smart.
Yeah, it was amazing. So,
and it also feels like they got a great wide receiver, Tom. Jackson, Smith, and Jigba going to the Seahawks, who I know have also been a thorn in your side.
I'm just glad that one of the few things that we can connect on, because we have nothing else in common, is our hatred for the Seattle Seahawks.
Talk
That's
about
just
a bird nobody likes.
always, just always, forever. And I feel like they really, because I like Geno Smith, so I feel like last year they escaped my wrath a little bit. I gotta get back on my game.
Yeah.
I really gotta up my hate game.
So what the Seahawks did that I like, one, you get a corner, maybe the best corner in the draft at 5. And I've said it 1,000 times, you can never have enough corners, right? You need to be able to defend the pass. Seahawks struggled with that a bit last year, even with Tariq Woolen. Now they add a receiver who could be the best receiver in this draft at pick 20. They've got DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett on the roster.
Yes.
So Jackson can come in, can marinate, doesn't have to be the guy right away, can just really ease into that offense. So, and quite honestly, probably allows the Seahawks to move on from Tyler Lockett.
Yes.
Whenever, his contract's up.
Getting older. Yep.
So
Also,
not bad, Seattle.
I think you'll appreciate this because last night I kind of went on a little rant. It's not a big one, but I went on a little rant about the Seattle Seahawks.
Rant? You got a little rant?
Just a little bit. I may have been a little upset. Yeah. Because it all just came out because they drafted JSN, which thankfully wasn't taken by the Lions this year. They drafted JSN, who I think is going to be a very good player for them. They already have good wide receivers. But then, have you ever looked at a map, Brandon? A map of all the NFL stadiums? You know which one stadium is in the middle of nowhere? Not close to any other stadium, 500 miles away from all the other stadiums?
Arrowhead.
No. It is Seattle. All the way up there in Washington. Just sitting there. They're like, whoa, come see me. Oh, what do we have? Rain and Starbucks. Oh, and pain for the Packers and Broncos. God.
Yeah.
So
when you drive into Seattle, it's like one of the first things you see is the stadium sitting over there.
Yep.
Looming. I remember driving by that place. I'm like,
looming.
Oh, fudge you.
I said last night.
When are you coming to Denver, Tom? When's your Denver trip?
Oh my gosh.
Look at it, because I'm going to Vegas at the end of June, so we got to make sure we don't botch this.
Well, you're canceling that trip if that's the case. Hold
Vegas,
on.
baby. Already bought my plane ticket.
Well, you're going to cancel it.
Are you going to be at the Vegas Stadium at the end of June?
It is near the end. Hold on one second. I got to find this now. Okay, here we go. I will be in Denver June 23rd.
Whew.
You good? Wait, when are you in Vegas?
I leave the 29th.
Damn it! I'm there the 26th.
Oh!
Damn it!
Oh!
Damn it! There's mountains.
Those aren't mountains, Kevin. Those are fucking volcanoes.
They're waves. Interstellar reference.
Those are threats to your human existence.
No, that's just isolated from winds.
Broncos country. That's Lysol.
That's why. Quentin Johnson, good pick. Big, sturdy wide receiver, good movement. Yeah, that's a very, very solid pick.
Yeah, 4 receivers go in a row there. And just like with Jackson, Quentin Johnson, time to learn, figure out that system. You got Keenan Allen, Mike Williams there. You don't have to be the guy right away. Ooh, we could have been married by Elvis.
Could have. It would have been a great video. That would be on the vlog. It's not even about the Raiders because you refused to let me talk about them and they took Devontae from me. So we just get married instead. That's the whole vlog.
Yeah. See, June 23rd was my grandma's birthday, Tom. So that is a great time to be in Denver.
Was?
Yeah, she's dead. Way to bring that up.
I mean, I literally didn't bring it up. That was you. You just brought it up in the past.
You just made fun of my dead grandma. How dare you?
I did not. She sounds like a nice lady. But you also said she's dead, so this is very nonchalant.
No respect for my family.
I mean, I think the complete opposite. But okay, whatever.
Such a prick.
Okay. Why'd you put that away?
Because I need to get serious with you.
Why'd you? Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. There you go. Oh, baby. Oh, babe. Yep. Well, apparently,
I'll be losing so much money. My beers will be free, Elliot.
Guess apparently I am a bully now. Yep. I didn't think so,
Bully
but
Tom does not respect my dead grandmother.
I don't even know her name.
It was Marie.
Marie Curie? Because then things are starting to make sense. They're starting to make sense a little bit more. All right, scrolling up. No,
Yep.
up. Okay, there we go. All right. Raiders, they didn't screw up their draft. Tyree Wilson, that's a great pick for them. Get another edge rusher. Hell yeah. Get DN, Max Crosby.
You got Khalil. No, you don't have Khalil Mack. You have Chandler Jones. Sorry.
They do have Chandler Jones, yes.
Chandler Jones, who was really disappointing, I think, last year for them, outside of stiff-arming Mac Jones into the pure depths of hell.
It was really funny, though. It was worth
Oh
it.
my
Honestly,
God.
it's worth it just to get him, just for that moment.
Play
So,
of the year, quite possibly.
yes.
But yeah, that's great. That's a smart pick for the Raiders. Really thought they might be the team to take Will Levis. Still could be the team to take Will Levis, just at better value.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah, Darnell Wright, that's a great pick for the Bears. They needed to address offensive line. So, as someone just said, Justin Fields not murdered in the backfield anymore. The Titans, it's not a sexy pick, but they got their tackle / probably guard because he's not really built to be a tackle, but they got the Skronkosaurus. But he's good. He's one of the top guys. We already talked about this.
They lose Taylor Lewan, who has had like a ton of injury issues the last few years anyway, but that was a big need for them. Have not traded Derrick Henry yet. Did not go after a QB there. So they're still a QB needy team.
Can I talk about Lucas Van Ness?
Oh, what happened to the Packers? What's this guy?
I'm sorry.
Who is Lucas Van
Click on that picture. You're going to be like,
Nessie?
damn.
I'm going to call him Nessie, and I'm going to make
look
a
at
Loch
that
Ness
picture.
Monster
That's a
shirt.
good looking dude. He's got great hair. If anything, he's got great hair. So, that's just
Sexy.
the Packers logo. There you go.
It's
You know what?
probably
You
going to be a
typed in-
really good pick.
You typed in Gardner Minshew mustache. You look up Lucas Van Ness. You look at him. You Google that. You Google Lucas Van Ness, or not? No. All right. Can't. Okay.
I'll do it. You do.
Okay. So first of all, one of the big knocks on him is like never started a game. That's a little misleading because they put the veterans out there first. That's just how they do it in Iowa. They're weird. Has a really, really, really high ceiling. Played about 1,000 snaps. Look at that. Look at those arms. Jesus Christ.
Look at that
He
chin.
he bullied Paris Johnson Jr. There's definitely a lot to like. I think there's going to definitely be some development that's going to be needed. His dad smacked his girlfriend's butt twice. That was a little weird. But yeah, his family was like going nuts. Look at that Justin Bieber like picture with the chain. Go back up. There you go. Look at that one.
The Biebs.
Look at that. Look at that hair. Look at that hair. Look at that hair. Just saying. Ask if their mascot's a bear. But it's a good pick. I felt a little whelmed. And it's not in JSN because JSN was like a fun pipe dream to believe in for a hot second. Right? Because I never really thought they were going to do it. I said that much. I think it's a good pick. I think he's going to develop into a good player. And it's something like you said, like with Surtain. It's like, yep, we need some depth there. I like the player. My issue is, and why I feel a little underwhelmed, is because, and I didn't want a tight end here, like I wanted more offensive line, is because we have invested so much into that defense for years. And it's a first round pick, and defense. And that's not to say like that's not a good scenario. That's not a good situation. Like, and he's not a good player. It's just when you have Joe Barry there and you just consistently don't see that return on investment, and the Packers don't have that elite defense like Goody said they were going to have last year, like all of us fans thought they were going to have. it gets a bit frustrating because it seems like we're just like hitting our head against the wall. And he's probably going to be a good player, just like Rashawn Gary developed into a really good player. It's just, is it enough to make a difference and overcome potentially bad coaching? Because what else are we doing here? If we're saying, hey, you know what? They're hitting on this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. That's great. How come the defense as a whole is not succeeding then? How come they are not a top 10, top 5 defense? And that's
they should be a lot better once they get worse on offense, which they're about to do. That always helps the defense when you get rid of a Hall of Fame quarterback. Addition by subtraction, a lot of people say that.
Is that a lot of people say that? A lot of people say that?
Yeah.
So yeah, Emmanuel Forbes, that's a weird pick for the Commanders. They could have gone a bunch of different directions there. But I don't know. So I love that Will McDonald pick, by the way, for the Jets. He's going to be a monster on that defense. Broderick Jones, great pick. Great pick.
A lot of
for
Jets
the
fans don't like this pick, though, Tom.
Which one?
Will McDonald. A lot of Jets fans are like, we needed offensive line. We reached here for the edge.
I don't think they reached at all. Yeah, they'll probably get him there. I don't think they reached at all because I think if Broderick Jones, like, because the Steelers didn't jump ahead of them, they probably get Broderick Jones, but the offensive line depth, as I said, it gets lesser. So scroll up for me, if you don't mind. How many offensive linemen went in the top 20? Because we have Paris Johnson Jr.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. And then after that, there's
Anthony Harrison to the Jags.
Yeah, that's 28. So, like, there was like 4, like maybe first rounders, like probably like 3 consensus guys, but yeah. Let's go.
Iowa fans are always really, really good. Anytime you draft an Iowa player, Iowa fans hype them up.
They do. It's very true. And we had one of the greatest Iowa players ever, Brian Bulaga, Iowa.
No.
Bulaga. Cansey, that's a good pick, as we were talking about before. Quentin Johnson, he's going to be good. Zay Flowers, we were talking about that. Addison, the guy's going to work his ass off. Putting him next to Justin Jefferson is going to be wild. He's going to do well there.
2 game winners against the Packers. Easy money.
I hate you. Deontay Banks, Giants got a great secondary player. I am interested in Dalton Kincaid in the Bills. Do you think that they just have seen Travis Kelce so many times? They're like, you know what? Screw it. Because they traded up to get him. He's the best pass catching tight end in the draft. Not really a blocker, but he's basically another wide receiver.
Yeah. I think anytime you give a quarterback like Josh Allen another legit target, you're good. Not sure what this means exactly for Dawson Knox, but I think like they took what a lot of people believe is the best tight end. I would have kind of liked Darnell Washington to Buffalo just because
he's been more blocking.
He is just a giant beast.
I want him so badly, Brandon. I want him so badly. And the Lions are going to take him from me and I'm going to cry. Yeah. I know it's going to happen. I just know that this is where life goes.
Here's if you're being critical of this pick, tight ends rarely come in as rookies and make huge impacts on teams. It's like it is notoriously a position that takes year 2 before like you are acclimated, you are making an impact for your team. So immediately it's like, I don't know. Maybe, he's more of a spot player. Maybe he comes on strong towards the end of the season, red zone threat, all of that stuff. But ultimately, long term, I think it's very good for the Bills. In terms of putting them over the edge for this upcoming season, not sure. They're a team that also needs to address the offensive line. So we'll see what they do in the second round. But year 2, Dalton Kincaid, I would pencil him in for 1,000-yard tight end in 2024.
I wouldn't doubt that. Eric saying no, I don't think it was an epic fail. They get the second best corner in the draft. like their defense is going to remain really good.
Yeah.
So I understand like you have a ton of like offense issues, but best player available.
Yeah. You know who's good at finding corners? The Patriots.
They are very good.
And they're usually finding their corners later. So the fact that they took a corner in the first must mean that they are really, really high on Gonzalez.
Yeah. And they're able to trade back and get him. So I think there's a lot of value there. A ton. Then you also like there were some Bengals fans that were not super duper happy. There's still time. But Miles Murphy, this is the conversation I was having. I think it was Monday. With Raw Ball, like, why did the Bengals lose? They brought up the fact it wasn't because of their offense, it was because they couldn't get after Patrick Mahomes. And I was like, nobody could, right? The Jaguars and the Bengals both tried. Miles Murphy, I had him potentially going in the top 15. I had him mocked to the Packers a bunch. You guys got, like, he's a monster. Like, he is an athletic monster. He could do really, really well on that team. So I think you guys got a good player. And you again, there's only one tight end that went in the first round. So there are plenty of tight ends in round 2. And there's, again, the depth is there also.
Yeah, these are some of the players still available. Will Levis, Michael Mayer. That's I got really good tight end. Joey Porter, who everybody assumes the Steelers will take.
Yeah. Ryan Branch, baby.
At the top. Got a safety. This like at this point too, Brian Branch going in second round, like that's where you want to grab him. Another tight end, Luke Musgrave, who Broncos fans want the Broncos to trade up for. Why we need a tight end. Hendon Hooker didn't go in the first, which we thought Levis might go early, and then Hendon Hooker would be into the first round quarterback. So you got 2 QBs available still.
Yes. Osiris Torrance, he's a really good guard from Florida.
Yeah,
Keon
Scooter was talking about him.
Jalen
some
Hyatt's
good players. They're going to go at the top of this draft. The Broncos met with Keely Ringo.
I'm telling you, this is the draft to have a bunch of day 2 picks. You're going to get some.
This is the guy I
really
want.
value.
If the Broncos trade up, give me this man.
Oh, yeah, that's be fine.
Toothless beast.
Look at that hair.
My God. I would be
relentless mauler.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
Those 2 words have never been used to describe me ever. And never will. A relentless mauler. Nope. Yeah. Never. Just never. Dude, Georgia, listen, Georgia, they run a good ship over there. Like they're pretty good. They're pretty good.
They know how to evaluate defensive talent.
But Will Levis, you and I have talked about, I think I ranted about this on Wednesday. Oh, by the way, the fact that the Chiefs got King Felix, oh my God. He's so good. He's so good. I love him. What?
A new Dyke?
No. Anudike Uzama.
A new Dyke.
Nope. That's Anudike Uzama.
Hometown kid, huh? K-State.
I would crap my pants if this happened. I'd be so happy. I would be so happy. But yeah, happy there. But Will Levis, I ranted about this on Wednesday. I don't get it. I did not not why he didn't get picked. But I don't get how all of a sudden, I know there's a stupid Reddit post. I don't understand how he was flying up mocks. Oh, he could go first overall. He can go second. He's going to go top 5. And I'm like, why? What has changed? And nothing did. And thankfully, GMs were like, yeah, no, nothing has changed. Not for Will Levis. Like, he could still be good. It's just everybody was on that train of like, oh, top 5. And I was like, I don't get it. I truly didn't understand. So,
you know, it was. I thought if a team was going to take him later, it might have been the Vikings, which would have made sense in that you got Kirk Cousins 1 more year. You don't want to start Levis right away. Look into the future, but they go wide receiver instead. Then the very last spot, everyone was like, maybe the New Orleans Saints
trades back up. Yeah.
Why would the Saints take him? They just got Derek Carr.
They did.
Like, are are football talkers already off Derek Carr? Like, come on now.
Come on now. Come on now. Oh, all right. So where do you think the mailman goes? Because it's an interesting. It's interesting to just like speculate because I think he goes in the second. I think there's a very strong chance he goes in the second. Like maybe this is where the Raiders potentially go and get him.
I think it's either Raiders,
Commanders,
or Titans.
Titans. Yep.
Commanders could take him in the second. Maybe the Buccaneers.
I think it would be good. I'm sorry. What was the last one?
Buccaneers.
Bucks could. Yep.
But it's like the only teams that still, and the Raiders do not need a quarterback. They have Jimmy G, but they might be looking to the future. Titans need a quarterback. They got 1 year left with Ryan Tannehill, and he's done. Lions don't need a quarterback. Steelers don't need one. Jets don't need one. Commanders, uncertain. Ooh, the Patriots could. Patriots could take him.
Tyree Wilson had an amazing suit last night. Amazing.
Yeah, he, based on fit alone, it scares me. It scares me.
What do you think of the Denver Broncos? They're going to trade up and get Will Levis? Oh my God, that'd be amazing. Just for the content.
I would.
Do you know how many people were saying Packers are going to draft Will Levis at 13? I legitimately almost went insane.
I bet.
I don't want
no
man.
Levis. We ain't taking no Levis. The Levis will not break.
It's the Levis.
Who goes first, Levis or Hendon Hooker at this point?
I think it's Levis still.
I'll say bold prediction. Hooker goes before a Levis.
Definitely possible. Definitely possible. But just go back to best available if you don't mind.
What if the Colts just take another quarterback?
It's like we're hedging our bets. You know what? We know our O-line's not that great. We're just going to throw Levis out there so he gets destroyed, and then we're going to put Anthony Richardson like every now and then in.
One of you will be a pawn. Sacrificed for our future.
Yes. The Mayo Man. That is also his name. That is his superpower. He just has packets of mayo on him. He just like reaches in his pocket, has mayo.
Do not demonstrate any sort of strange eating habits before the draft.
Tank.
After you get drafted, sure. You piss in your soup. I don't care, but wait until after the draft.
Yep. I don't disagree.
I'm gonna take when you come to do the Broncos Stadium, I'm just gonna take you to Coors Field.
I've been to Coors Field.
Yeah, I know, but we're just instead of the Broncos Stadium, we're just gonna go to Coors and see how long it takes before anybody notices.
I have to go to the Broncos Stadium.
I'm gonna take you to Dick's Sporting Goods Park.
I have
where they play soccer.
That'd be fun. I just have to. I have to go to the stadium.
The field behind my house where I play football.
Yeah, that's great. I just have to. I have to go to the stadium at some point because I got it. I'm doing 30 stadiums in 30 days.
I'm really scared that when you get there, I'm going to be with you and they're not going to let me in. No, not this guy. You can tour the stadium.
And you're like decked out in Broncos things. They're like, no. Sir, you come on in.
Not this guy who's been blindly supporting the team for 10 years on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get this Packers fan in here.
It really was the prison movement that I think that's what tipped it over.
The prison movement?
When you're advocating for coaches to go to prison.
Pat Shurmur in prison? We got some great prisons in Canyon City. Great prisons.
Is that what
It's where John Gotti was or is.
Is that what they're known for? Okay.
No, I'm excited. Tom.
Honestly, yeah, that'd be good. No, dude, I if you don't mind, I mean, we could talk about that for a hot second.
Yeah, tell the peeps what you're doing in June.
I am so excited, man. Like, and it was so difficult. Perna was probably like the second person on this planet to know. You might have been the first, but yeah, you one or two. I honestly don't remember at this point, but I came with this February 14th. It was on Valentine's Day, and I called Brandon. I was like, I think I just had the greatest idea I've ever had.
Yeah.
And for 2 months, I legit LQ, Kirsten, she helped me with the math. We have a huge spreadsheet of just like distances between stadiums and all that. It's insane. It's wild. But 2 months of just planning, then I was able to get in touch with the NFL, pitch them it. They loved it. Pitched YouTube it. They love it. We're going to hopefully do some stuff together, and finally was able to reveal it. And you say, I think I underestimated how well it was going to be received, because there was a part of me, I was like, I think this is a really big idea, like in which it's getting a lot of content creators to come together. It's raising a lot of money for charity, all this stuff. And you tweeted it out. You quote tweeted it saying, I legit think that this could raise $1 million. And the response that I got last night was like so overwhelming, just of like fans of being like, yes, like I'm taking off from work. I am going to go meet you there. And I was just like, damn, okay. Like this is going to be big, because as you know, right, it's still weird. Like you go out and you get recognized. It's still weird. It's a weird thing. Yeah. I'm not used to it, what have you, because we're very like insulated in our basements, just pumping out content, what have you. So it was really cool to see the fan response and just, hell
vegan food.
Let's go. Oh, I'm gonna get some vegan food. But yeah, it's gonna be so much fun, dude. I can't. Are you spitting again?
Sorry. It's in my nostrils, in my nasal cavity.
Take a Mucinex.
Can't. I don't take drugs. This body is pure.
Oh.
No, I was not drinking whiskey last night. Anyway, it's a great endeavor. You're going to raise a lot of money for charity. Excited for you.
It's going to be crazy, dude. I can't wait. I cannot freaking wait. I'm so excited. Like, and plus, I've just like never been to. I think I've been to 4 NFL stadiums. Now I'm gonna be at 30. The amount of people that were like, "Why'd you gyp 2 teams? Why are you not going to all 32 stadiums?" I got that a lot. There was a lot of comments on it, and I was like, "I'm just gonna let them figure that one out themselves."
Yeah, dude. The wrong things people will comment to you when they are wrong, trying to make you look stupid, is so funny. It's my favorite. It's fine. You can roast me, make fun of me, point out the shit I get wrong. But when you say something that's wrong, like I'm the idiot.
Yeah.
Maybe because a couple teams play in the same stadiums, guys.
We just talked about this. Commanders, Titans, Raiders, Bucks, potentially. They're all potential fits for him. So
my gut says Tennessee at this point.
Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee is another one. Why not? Just why not? So let's go. Let's go, baby. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a great time. I'm really pumped for it. But Brandon, what do you got coming out today, buddy? Got best and worst of round 1?
Biggest winners and massive losers of the NFL draft. Yes. I've been doing the last few years. Usually does well. So probably going to tank this year. Who knows?
This is the way. But there was a lot of chaos, so actually it might do really well.
I felt like there wasn't enough chaos, honestly.
At first, the first 10 picks were pretty crazy.
I wanted more chaos. What do you got, Tommy?
Every NFL fan's reaction to round 1, obviously. Then there's probably gonna be maybe a short, like a little skit action in there, and then I'm streaming the round 2 tonight, or round 2 and round 3.
Nice. Oh yeah.
So, probably so.
We're gonna stream tonight a little bit.
Oh yeah.
If the Broncos move up, the stream will start at that time. If not, I'll probably start close to the 3rd round there. Stream those Broncos picks. Bada bing, bada boom.
To everybody, people, Brandon, good vegan.
Oh. I'm gonna take Tom to the restaurant that's labeled as vegan.
You're just gonna take me to a steakhouse. You're just gonna take me to a cheesecake factory.
We're going to Elway's and Shanahan's. You're getting steak, and you're gonna like it.
I'm just gonna sit there and be like, "Do you have vegetables? They're covered in butter." Okay.
Yeah. Here's some asparagus.
Here's some asparagus. Your pee-pee's gonna smell. But folks, we appreciate you. Check out Brandon Perna's stream and vids coming out today. I'll be streaming later. We're gonna rock. We're gonna roll. We're gonna get it.
We're gonna get it.
Get it, baby. Yeah. Oh, sorry. StreamYard freaking shut up my audio again.
Monday, we got a guest coming on the show. So we'll recap some of the draft. Halfway through the show, we're bringing in a big guest. I am so excited, Tom.
Brandon's very excited.
Oh, my God.
It's not John Elway.
It's not Elway. It's better than Elway.
Oh, my God. Maybe if I visit the stadium, I can drag John Elway there. What if we see him out scootering? That'd be honestly the greatest day of my life.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking I'll get us scooters to take to the stadium for sure.
Yes.
You and I will scoot.
Yes.
I'm
Excellent.
excited.
Well,
It's
folks,
not Derek Wolfe either. It's, oh God, you guys just come Monday. Come Monday.
we've never had him on the show before.
Never had him on the show? I'm a huge fan. Let's just put it this way. Huge.
It's Tom Brady. It's Tom Brady.
Oh, I tweeted to Tom. Didn't
I
get
know.
an autograph yet.
Day 1. Day 2, buddy. I believe in you.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Well,
have the
folks-
hardest part of it is gonna be remembering to do this every day.
100%. Because I'm not. But folks, thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is GPS. And you have been navigated.
And you've reached your destination.